Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, but how we're going to fix both of those things together. And the content that I'm going to show you right now is the empire is readying to strike back. If you thought that the Trump victory, the mandate, the Senate, the House flip, the White House flip, the full trifecta was going to be the last hurrah of the left, you thought wrong. I promise you. They are rallying right now against gun rights, against freedom of speech. They're going to go after the appointments. They are rallying. And everything I'm about to show you is the beginning of just that. Because all of a sudden, the victory and the mandate, it wasn't that big. And they're trying to downplay it. Do not doubt this, guys. I promise you this is the first step in a counteroffensive. Everything that I'm about to show you will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on, because this right here is time to spread and go on offense, not celebrating victory while our opponents rally against us. I'm telling you, it's happening. You can let me know if I land the plane and illustrate the point right down there in the comments field. And guys, one of the big things while I rally this up is the opponents of freedom, the Second Amendment infringement, the red flags, the anti-gun coalitions, they're rallying again. Their retribution is going to be fierce in blue states, which is why you need to partner with a company like USCCA, or at least investigate what they have to offer you, because I can almost guarantee you 100% that in blue states, you're going to see a red flag push. You're going to see a gun control push, because it's the one area that they can rally support behind their people in order to get momentum started again. USCCA is there to prevent the red flag laws from being weaponized against you. Should the worst thing happen, yeah, they've got you too. They've got training, they got education. There's so much stuff that you need to be aware of to be insulated from the honestly coming storm that's heading our way. Make sure you check it out. USCCA, they're a great partner to the channel, and thank you so much to them for making this content possible. All right, guys, listen. I've got to show you something that's so pivotal for you to see. They're starting to rally the retribution. It's starting to begin with, well, was the mandate really that big? Let's just minimize that so there's no way they can lean on the utmost victory that just occurred. Watch this. I'm telling you, this is how they start the revenge tour. Let's get it.
If you look historically speaking, Donald Trump is now under 50% in the national popular vote, barely under 50%, but he is under 50%. And I want to take a look and compare his popular vote victory to those historically speaking over the last 200 years. His popular vote victory ranks 44th out of 51. That ain't exactly strong. Some might argue that is weak, in the words of Tony Blair. In fact, his popular vote win at this point is the weakest, going all the way back. You have to go all the way back to 2000 to find a weaker one, a smaller popular vote victory than Donald Trump currently has. So, yeah, Trump has won the popular vote, but it ain't all that, my dear friend John Berman.
Yeah, George.
All right, Harriet, and we're going to have a moment. All right, guys, listen. You have to understand what's happening right here. Because the fact that a Republican won the popular vote is the mandate. That's the big secret. Look. 44 out of 51 of the popular vote. Really, he doesn't have that big of a mandate. Yeah, except for this tiny little thing right here. I'm sure I've shown you guys before. The entire country shifted right according to the New York Times political shift map. But, guys, the popular vote was 44th out of 50. That's nothing. In fact, more people probably don't like Donald Trump. It was just the racism and the misogyny that really overwhelmed their common sense. But the country didn't shift to the right at all. Okay. So now let's talk about why this is happening, because I've got 2 or 3 more clips and all the things are spun up ready. What they have to do is they have to minimize the victory. They have to maximize the opportunity for the questioning of, was it really a mandate? Is it really something that's going to be beneficial for our country? Or was it just a slim majority? That way, we still have credentials with half the country. You have to see what they're doing. They are laying the groundwork to minimize the victory in order to push back from the liberal side. You already saw Adam Schiff hit all the talk shows this weekend, hitting that very point. They're going to go after the appointments. I showed you a tweet from Bill Kristol that said the appointments are not about the candidates or nominees. They're about Trump. This entire thing is the beginning of undermining the Trump trifecta. Again, by itself is an incredible feat. But anyway, let's continue, because it was, after all, guys, the 44th out of 50th. So it's not that big a deal. Anyway, let's keep going.
Bush had a bigger popular vote
Yes.
in 2004. And if you're looking at a combination of popular vote and electoral college vote, look, Obama twice had bigger popular vote and electoral college vote victories.
And Joe Biden did as well.
Joe Biden's popular vote victory twice as
Yes.
big, electoral college victory a little smaller. Talk about coattails for Donald Trump.
Yeah, let's talk about
coattails.
Here. So, you know, you talk about the Senate, you know, short coattails. States Trump won, but Democrats won or lead in the Senate race. Look at this. In 2016, it was 0. In 2020, it was 0. In 2024, look at this. 4 states where a Senate Democratic candidate won, even though Donald Trump won. We're talking about Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, not Pennsylvania, Michigan and Wisconsin. That is 4 states, and Pennsylvania we still haven't called yet. That could be 5 if Bob Casey is able to mount a comeback. But even if Casey loses and Dave McCormick wins, we're talking about 4 states. In fact, I went all the way back through the history books, and this is the most Senate races that the Prez Winners Party lost in states the president won since 2004. Again, you have to go all the way back since the early 2000s to find a historical note that matches what's going on right now. So yeah, Donald Trump won, but there weren't exactly all that many Republicans, or at least fewer than you'd expect historically, who rode around in that victory car with him.
What about the House?
Okie dokie, Harry, you're going to get a second helping of this backhand. All right, so now you guys fully understand what, I mean, obviously, there are 4 states that the president took, but the Senate for the opposition party still maintained power. So it's so bad, right? Oh my goodness, what is this I have pulled up? Hey, look, it's the Electoral College map. Now, this is the important point that Harry is, I mean, it's really key to see because he's really shining light on not propaganda or manipulation of anybody. Yeah, look, Michigan, red, Wisconsin, red, Arizona, red, Nevada, red. Interesting. Let's go ahead and let's just jump over to the Senate map. You guys, do you notice anything odd about this? Oh, I don't know, from the 2020 election, the states that flipped, so the ones that Trump flipped from blue to red that maintained their Senate candidates that were blue by a slim margin, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, and Nevada. That's so weird. So according to Harry Enton, back over here, 4 states rejected Trump. 4 states that were blue that flipped red. So you have to understand, they are only focusing on this amount of the story when there is this much data. So Trump comes in and flips 4 swing states. Actually, he did 7 out of 7, so he ran the entire gauntlet and got the popular vote. But because 4 of those swing states were, they turned out red, but they still had incumbent Democrat senators elected and new Democrat senators elected because the electorate is mostly Democrat, which again reinforces the point that Trump got the popular vote and flipped those electoral college states. But guys, it really is, Trump didn't have a mandate. No one really cared. Again, it was just the racism and the misogyny. So if you take those things out, Democrats don't need to change their messaging at all. It's perfectly fine. Guys, you are going to be right as rain, and this is what they're trying to send to the left. This is the message that they're trying to send. They are trying to rally away from the utter and complete backhand right in the face that the American population delivered with, I'm just going to show you one more time. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump around. But right here, the entire map goes red, so they can't talk about that. So they've got to talk about the fact that, well, guys, we have hope. It's racism and misogyny, and our messaging was fine. Everyone loves us. It was just the fact that they didn't like a black female. So it's not about our messaging. It's about the immutable characteristics. So really, that points back. So they're exporting the blame. They are putting a introspective view on what just happened out the window, and they are putting it right back on the population. Now, it's going to end horribly. You can mark it down right now, November 18th. But that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to minimize the win. Oh my goodness gracious, the popular vote is such a small margin. The Republicans still won it. And the Senate seats, 4 of them, goodness, Trump got rejected on those Senate seats too in the states that he won because he flipped the states. But it's all about propaganda and marketing and the perception that is provided to the left to keep them going. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.